Set 3 will be played on Akilon Wastes. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position, the red Protoss playing for EGTL with 2 kills. His name is Oz. Some cool cheerfuls there. Cheering for the EGTL team. Suppy, of course, on EGTL.
Day Suppy.
Yep.
His opponent from SK Telecom T1, spawning as Blue Protoss, trying to prevent Oz from getting 3 kills today. His name is Parting.
Parting is certainly a very formidable opponent. He's not invincible in Pro League, but he still has an 8-7 record, so it's not bad. Not bad at all.
And he also qualified for the season finals, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He's done pretty good in the individual leagues for sure. Quite a high-profile player as well, I would have to say.
Now, between the two players, Parting does lead against Oz, 4-2. This includes 3-0 in Korea, and actually in the foreign tournaments, Oz does lead against Parting 2-1.
Oh, interesting.
But this is Korea, so...
No, they're in Korea right now, so... Yeah, that's going to change things a little bit.
This guy came all the way from Busan to watch Pro League today.
Oh, wow. That's pretty sick, man. Yeah, shout outs to him. Props to that. Busan's a few hours away from Seoul, by the way.
If you take the the express train, then it takes like 3 hours, but you do have to pay for quite a lot of money.
How much is it?
I'm not too sure, but I'd rather like spend some less money on a bus or like regular train because I could save a lot more, and all I have to do is sit 2 or 3 more hours inside the bus or train.
Ah, well, time is money, Alex.
Time is money.
I'm wondering, how much is it? Like, do you have a ballpark answer for me? How much the express train would be?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've never taken it. I might take it, sometime soon, but I never checked the pricing on it.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't answer.
Okay. I won't pester you then anymore about that, but is that when you're going to visit one of your 8 aunts in the south?
Probably.
Guys, Supernova Maniac is like 8 aunts. It's ridiculous.
7.
All right, 7. Okay, well, 8 was close enough.
Close enough.
I'm sure like you have a lot of extended family members. I have just like a small core family back from the States, so
yeah.
Quite different from you. You got your family all across the world, and a lot of them in Korea especially.
Yeah, I could do a little bit of history lesson on like Korean families and the reason why I have so many on spot. Let's focus in the game. Both players just opening up similar between the two players, and it's interesting that both players did not actually go for scouting. In fact, now Oz is going for the scouting with his probe, and Parting is just scouting around this main base just to make sure that there isn't any proxy pylon or proxy gateways placed.
Yep. We do have the Twilight Council on the way for Oz here. I'm curious to see if he's going to go for pressure with DTs behind it or just go into the Blink Stalkers. And it's going to be kind of hard to hide your tech on this map because the Mothership Cores are often sent to both bases. The Twilight Council in a pretty interesting location, though. And the path that this Mothership Core is taking, though, will eventually spot that.
Yeah, and the reason why they're doing so right now is they're trying to see if there's any Stargates over there. The Mothership Core, I don't know if they're going to actually go towards their opponent's main base, because once it gets there, the Stalkers are going to be over there to defend it against the Mothership Core. The time doesn't work out as much, so I don't see Parting scouting his opponent at all. In fact, there is a Dark Shrine going down, and this is the only probe that Parting has.
It is, and I think there's another Stalker out on the map that could potentially grab this probe here.
It's so crucial that he grabs it before it gets inside the main base.
Oh.
One more.
One more shot there. Stay on target. Stay on target.
It's staying on target, but the speed is so similar between the two units, and the Mothership Core meets each other.
Oh, they're going to give each other a high five in the air. All right, do we have a proxy pylon down here for Oz? That's the real question.
He's making one right now.
Ooh, and you know what? Parting, he's going for the blink. He's not getting the robo. Oz going for the robo behind this, so he is playing extra safe here. We need to see that pylon go up very soon here. This could potentially be very, very good for Oz as long as the Phoenix doesn't scout this too late. The time is very limited here.
There is a hallucinated Phoenix that's getting attacked by the Stalker, but it's going to run away in time. The pylon is going to finish as soon as the Dark Shrine finishes. Really nice timing by Oz, I have to say, and Parting needs to go inside the main base. The Twilight Council is not scouted at this point.
This is so unlucky for Parting. Oh, he sees the robo, and now he finally spots the Dark Shrine. We see the robo go down instantly. Sentry being warped in as well. We have the DTs pressing forward here.
Where's the sentry? He needs to put down the force field as soon as possible, and he does so.
Force fields go down, and the Stalkers, they're going to have to get out of there.
But that's only one force field. Remember, he needs to warp in a second sentry, and there we go, another force field going down.
So Oz, he's going to put the pressure on his opponent. 2 more sentries being warped in here. Will they be able to move there in time? It looks like yes. They will continue this force field here.
Even building emergency pylons against the DTs. Now he is going to have he's going to have enough force fields and enough time to get the observer out, but behind us, Parting cannot move out of his main base. Knowing that, Oz is making constant immortals and Nexus behind us a best choice that a Protoss player can make in this situation.
Look at this. Oz not overcommitting. He's bringing his DTs back, knowing that, all right, I have already forced my opponent to have to deal with this crisis, and now Parting has to go off one of his pylons. Oz is already in a great position now.
Yeah, I mean, the DTs did the job, and there's no reason for him to lose the DTs for free. All he can do right now is try to be annoying as possible.
Part of that pylon rolling across the map to the low ground and then the even lower ground. Parting following this up with a Nexus of his own, making some immortals, but behind this, it's clear that Oz, he got the better end of the stick here.
He definitely got the better end in this trade. Compared to the 2 players, Oz right now has 2 more immortals than his opponent. The DTs pretty much prevent Parting from moving out on the map freely because he doesn't know where the DTs are going to be hiding.
And you know what? He's realized that the DTs, beyond like being annoying, they're not going to serve any real purpose. He's just going to make an Archon there. Archon, great addition to the army. And the one advantage that Parting has is that he's got the blink. Oz doesn't have the blink, but he has the ability to go for that blink if he wants to. He's just really focusing on his immortals right now, getting a lot of them right now. He's up to 4, I believe.
Yeah,
now.
he's just gonna try to negate the blink stalkers with pure power at this point with the immortals.
That's what it's looking like, and pretty much the power is there, man.
Yeah, and with fourth immortal coming out, even if Parting has a lot of stalkers, unless he's maxed out on stalkers, he can't forward blink and snipe the immortal. In fact, he might get 1, maybe 2 if he focus fire as well, but he's gonna lose every single stalker if he does so.
All right, well. Okay, both players have been a little bit iffy on the probes. So it looks like we do not have any continued probe production here from Oz. He's making additional gateways. Robotics Bay being built by Parting here, but Oz, he's been chronoing out these immortals nonstop. He's making more probes now, but I have a feeling he's going to go for some type of timing here.
Well, we still need to wait and see because I don't know if there's a probe by Oz. I don't think so. If he has a proxy pylon still outside of his main base, and he could certainly go for it right now. So if he wants to go for the push the number 1 priority is to sneak out a probe and get a proxy pylon down somewhere on the map.
Yep, he's going to need that
slowly push out.
Okay, looks like Oz is getting ready to move out here.
Okay.
Still no more probes in production. 39 to 44 and
5 immortals to 1.
Holy crap. And he also has the Archon to get rid of the force fields.
Yes.
This is actually so smart by Oz here. He's got this strategy down, man.
Just 11 minutes into the game, and it's still part of his plan.
Yeah.
You know, most players, they only go for the initial build order and play accordingly. Oz timed this out perfectly, and this is looking really strong at this point as Parting. All he has is few stalkers, force fields, and a mothership core with 1 immortal.
All right, so I think that Parting has
he needs to save the Archon.
Okay, Stalkers blinking back. They kill off the probe, but that doesn't really matter here. All right, Oz just going to wait for another round of warp-ins. Ooh, he's got DTs here as well. Okay, making a second Archon. That's going to make sure that there's going to be no force field shenanigans from Parting here.
Now the Colossus is coming out, but that's 5 immortals by Oz at this point.
Those immortals are going to just rip apart those units. Good force fields going down, but the Archons, as long as they're properly positioned, they can go ahead and get rid of those. 1 Archon moving forward. Parting's still doing a good job segmenting this army off, but is it going to be enough? The immortals from Parting are just from Oz are just blasting through this army.
Yeah, Oz could have had a better engagement over there because the Archon was trapped in the back, but he still has a lot of Zealots just warping in right now. Immortals coming in too. The probes are being pulled off from the middle line.
Oh, he's just focus firing down the Nexus, and the Nexus goes down. Parting down the 1 base. Oz, though, he may lose a few too many units here. He has these 2 Immortals. They're still doing a good amount of damage, but this attack will be deflected. And Parting is actually ahead in supply right now.
So here's one thing. You know, last game, Rain was doing a nice job harassing around, and this time Oz did a nice job taking out the Nexus of his opponent. But can he defend against the one timing attack that Parting is going to go for at this point?
I feel like that attack was a little bit sloppy.
It was
not
sloppy.
Be honest.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. The Archons were placed in the back instead of the front, and those didn't take out the force fields at all.
So Parting was still able to use force fields to do a good degree of efficiency, despite the Archons. And now, I mean, if
it's just one timing that he needs to hold.
He has to hold this time, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to hold it here. There's so many units. There's a Colossus, 11 Stalkers. He's going to be able to utilize that Blink Micro pretty efficiently here.
He needs to buy a lot of time with the Nexus Cannon and utilize it to the fullest potential at this point.
Yeah, we could even see those Stalkers potentially blink to the main base. And now the probes being pulled off the mineral line, trying to focus fire down that Colossi. It's very low on health. The Colossus goes down, but the problem is there's still a lot of Immortals, a lot of Stalkers here left for Rain for Parting.
All he needs to do is defend, because he does lose a lot of probes, but remember, Parting is not remaking the Nexus, so this is do or die situation for him. The Immortal getting sniped at the last second. No, barely surviving.
Barely surviving here. It's limited time. Another Immortal out for Oz, and it may go down pretty soon here as well, but these Stalkers, they can finish the job. Maybe with some reinforcements, they'll be able to move into the main base or just ignore that Nexus Cannon. There is a Colossus being chronoed at right now. Oz needs just a few more units to stabilize here. Good force fields go down. The sentries will get picked off here, as well as that Immortal. The Zealots can be kited away as well. No more Nexus Cannon as well.
Yeah, once he gets the Colossus out, now he needs to micro perfectly. Parting, going for the Zealots right now, but the Colossus is out, but it's so hard for Oz to actually engage into this. That's a lot of Stalkers.
Yeah, the Stalker count now, it's getting a little bit too ridiculous, out of hand. He's just going to be able to out-micro his opponent here. And the Stalker is actually focus firing down the one lone pylon. And an unfortunate Artosis pylon gets destroyed there. Probes being moved off the mineral line. And at this point, things don't look very good for Oz. And yeah.
That's going to be it. GG.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it here.
You know, there we go.
GG. A little bit disappointing from Oz. He had that game in the bag, but
he had the idea. He had the right idea. He had the right execution, except the positioning of the unit wasn't perfect.
The engagement there at the Natural of Parting, I felt like that could have gone a lot better if Oz's micro was a little bit more solid there. But I think we've identified the core weakness in his play. Parting and doing a bit of a ceremony there, saying, "Get out, man." Yeah, you're easy.
He even built up the two Archons to make sure that the force fields got taken out as soon as the day went down, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. So now we're gonna have to figure out on Whirlwind who EGTL is gonna send out here. I have a feeling it could be Jaedong.
It could be Jaedong.
Could be. Maybe we'll see another Protoss. It is PvP Pro League.
We might see JRP come out once again. We might even see Xenio being thrown out a little bit earlier to save Jaedong until the very last set.
That's a good point as well. This could certainly happen here. SK Telecom going to be able to gain some of their momentum now. Parting is still a solid player, hard person to get through. And they did defeat Rain, but they still have to deal with Parting, and then one more player, most likely Fantasy, from SK Telecom T1. So we're going to find out now. The next player being sent out from Evil Genius's Team Liquid. Looking at the bench over here, looks like Jaedong is going to be sent out on Whirlwind to face Parting.
Seems like they told themselves they have the momentum going for themselves with Oz taking a 2-kill against two Protoss players, and now they want to take out Parting on Whirlwind.
Okay, so can the Tyrant defeat the Rascal Toss on Whirlwind? We're going to have to find out after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is the SK Planet Pro League.